Yesterday I played a weird game for 2.5 hours, and now I'm gonna tell you about it. The game was on the Sony PSP. It was released by Capcom in 2006 and was called Finder Love Nangoku Trouble Rendezvous, something like that. It is 1 out of 3 released in, I think, all in 2006, with Japanese gravure idols, as they're called, which is basically just models. Things like this have been done before. There was a thing called Motion Gravure Series or something on the PS2, but those weren't games. They were definitely just glorified DVDs. There was no gameplay in it. You just pop it in and look at clips of girls in bikinis, and I'm all for that, of course, but still, some kind of game would be a little more interesting. So Capcom stepped up to the plate in 2006 with the Finder Love series, because there's 3 of these, each starring a different idol or a gravure idol, or whatever, another model. The one that I played was, her name is Aki Hoshino, or Hoshino Aki if you're Japanese. So yeah, this was interesting to see what they did here. Now I've looked at the credits to this game, and apart from a content, like a planner guy and executive producer Keiji Inafune, all the other people have basically just worked on this game, and maybe one random game here or there. So I'm thinking that this team was made up of freelancers or something. So this is not a Capcom in-house production, but it is published by Capcom. So what is it? Well, it's a delivery system to look at a hot girl. That is, in basics. But they did a little bit more here than the other one that I mentioned. So first of all, it has a story. You play as a cameraman going to a southern island somewhere. I don't know where it takes place. She's there to have like a photo shoot, but her staff hasn't come yet, so she doesn't have anything to do. You're a fan of hers, so you hang around with her and take photos. So the story stuff is just basically dialogue. Where they use still photos of her and they like crossfade back and forth between different poses, which sometimes gets a little annoying. The game is made out of 2 things pretty much: photo shoots and minigames. The photo shoots kind of work like a rhythm music game, although there's no rhythm to follow. You press L when the heart goes through the little box, and you press R to take a photo when the 2 icons match in the middle. And if you take it correctly, the photograph will be saved for you to look at afterwards. And if you miss it, it doesn't. And that's about it. You get points, and then you get graded afterwards. And because it has a bit of rhythm gameplay in there, you don't really have time to look at the actual girl. So you're welcome, I say to you, because I recorded my gameplay and can now show some of it to you without the stress of having to, try to time the button presses. He takes photos of her all over the place, even when she's sleeping at one point and when she's changing clothes, which is a little unethical, perhaps. The minigames, it's where it gets just a tad more. It's not better, but it's more interesting. There's one minigame that only happens once. So you have to eat ice cream. You press L and R alternatively. You have one glass of water that you can drink with the press of a button, but you can only drink it when she's not something or other, which is weird. I think you're supposed to stave off, you know, like brain freeze also, but I just pressed L and R and I got it, and I didn't really know how I did it, but that minigame wasn't very good. Then there's the escape/hunting things. They show you a map, and they show you these like bad points and a good point. They zoom in on the map, and those icons disappear, and you're supposed to remember the route going to the checkpoint and then to the goal. Kind of boring minigame. I guess it's a little bit more funny because they have that part of her just fake running in front of a blue screen or green screen. That looks stupid. At least you can sort of smile at that, possibly. There's one that I think seems to happen after I get like an S rank on the photo thing, but you're supposed to... You take an assortment of photos, then you rank them from like best to worst, and if you're supposed to have the same ranking as her for maximum compatibility as a, you know, couple or whatever. By the way, even though it's called like Finder Love and whatever, it seems to have a little bit of thing like you're supposed to get her at the end to, you know, become her boyfriend or whatever. That doesn't happen. Didn't happen for me anyway. I don't know if it actually does happen, but who cares anyway. But the compatibility thing. So I played this, I think 3 times. The first 2 times I was just like, I'm just supposed to guess what photos she likes. How the hell am I supposed to know that? And I got, I think 1 or 2 or 3 matches, and that's about it. Then I realized it's actually, you see her assortment of photos first, and then they mix, and then you're supposed to make it. So it's basically a memory game. And when I realized that, I did a little bit better. I got like 6 out of 10 or 12 or whatever. If you're gonna do that one, I suggest you take out your phone and just photo the screen. But yeah, that's the thing. The most interesting one, the most fun one, and the most challenging one was Charades, which happened twice for me. And so she does like motions and stuff, and you have to cycle through this little wheel to pick what she's doing. And that was it was the most fun so far, but it was also difficult. I don't think this game wants you to lose. I'm not even sure you can lose this game, because there's no F grade, I think, on the photos. I think you can get a D at worst. So I think you can beat the game in any way. You just, you know, I think this game ends however bad you do at it. Which goes back to my argument of this being a delivery system for looking at a hot girl. I'm fine with that, but still, it is also supposed to be a game. So, this came out in Japan, of course, only. It hasn't come out on a digital platform that I know of, like it's not on the PSP online store or whatever that you can download on the PSP Go. All 3 of these had one regular version and like a premium version. And the premium version has a DVD with like a behind-the-scenes making of something or other. It's probably just more... What I'm thinking is that it's just the clips that they used in the game, but just without the gameplay. And it also has a bikini in it. But what are you supposed to do with that? I'm not sure I want to think about it, but it's like this game is not for girls, so I don't think... I don't know, maybe you give... So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to say. I beat this game in 2.5 hours. Yeah, I just wanted to bring this to your attention. Here's some more footage from the game.